The game runs perfectly fine. The game runs perfectly fine. The game runs perfectly fine.
Then why are they apologizing? Guys, I'm not even gonna do my opening. You know what it is, like and subscribe, whatever the case may be. I am going to listen to what this individual has to say. I heard the first 30 seconds and I decided, you know what, I want to react to it and I want to talk about it after. So I will watch this reaction, watch this video, react with you for the first time, and then give you my 2 cents. If you've already seen the video, you can fast forward to the end. But this is what I've been complaining about a lot. If you don't hold people accountable, especially these game developers, you are going to get screwed over, and then they'll say they'll fix it later, and that's not how life's supposed to work. So let's watch the video together. Let me see what he has to say. I'll be objective, not subjective, with my way of thinking and looking at how they're trying to come at me. Right? When I say me, I should say us as gamers. Anyway, guys, let's get into the video.
Hey everyone, my name is Marcin Iwiński and I'm the co-founder of CD Projekt. When I started CD Projekt 25 years ago, one of its founding principles was honest and direct communication with gamers. When CD Projekt Red, the game development part of CD Projekt, was born, it added something important to that principle, the ambition to make the best games in the world. It became our mission and something that guided us up until now. Based on that legacy of genuine and honest communication, you've trusted us and pre-ordered our game. And despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that. Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened. They all are incredibly talented and hardworking. Myself and the board are the final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game. Although, believe me, we never ever intended for anything like this to happen. I assure you that we'll do our best to regain your trust. Now I'd like to tell you how the situation looked like from the inside. Cyberpunk 2077 is huge in scope, and I'm not only talking about quests or things you see at first glance. I'm talking about a multitude of custom objects, interacting systems, and mechanics. In the game, everything is not stretched out over flat terrain where we can make things less taxing hardware-wise, but condensed in one big city and in a relatively loading-free environment. On its own, this is a challenge, but we made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. That was our core assumption, and things did not look super difficult at first. We knew the hardware gap, yes, but ultimately, I think that time has proven that we've underestimated the task. To give you a concrete example, and the main culprit, we had to constantly improve our in-game streaming system for all-gen consoles. Streaming is responsible for feeding the engine with what you see on screen, as well as the game mechanics. And since the city is so packed and the disk bandwidth of all gens is what it is, it constantly challenged us. Every change and improvement needed to be tested, and as it turned out, our testing did not show a big part of the issues you experience while playing the game. As we got closer to the final release, we saw significant improvements each and every day, and we really believed we would deliver in the final Day Zero update. Now let's talk about the review process. We started sending our PC review keys in the first days of December. On launch day, December 10th, we hit the ground running with a really good start on PC.
Okay, let's hear it.
While not perfect, it's a version of Cyberpunk we are very proud of. At the same time, we're fighting for quality on all-gen consoles till the very last moment. And every extra day of us working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is why we started sending console review keys on the 8th of December, which was later than we originally planned. This all happened while working from home with all the challenges resulting from the COVID-related restrictions. A lot of the dynamics we normally take for granted got lost over video calls or email, and we took that hit too. Now I'd like to tell you about our plans for the future and present a path for Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles and PC. We have already released 3 hotfixes improving the game, but that's just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to fix the bugs and crashes gamers are experiencing across platforms. Please expect bigger and smaller patches on a regular basis. The first update will be dropping within 10 days, and it will be followed by another, more significant one in the following weeks. We will, of course, continue to work on the game in future updates and improvements beyond that. Our big plans for supporting Cyberpunk in the long term did not change. As for the free DLCs, our initial plan was to deliver them just after the release, much like we did with The Witcher 3. We decided to focus on the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing the DLCs afterwards. Expect more information in the upcoming months. For those of you playing on next-gen consoles in back compatibility, you can still expect the free next-gen update for Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5 arriving in 2021. We are aiming at the second half of the year. I'd like to end this video by assuring you that we treat this entire situation very seriously and are working hard to make it right. The guiding principles of our company are still core to what we do. We still want to make amazing games and have an open communication with you, our players. For now, our immediate focus is to work hard on making sure you enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 regardless of platform. Beyond Cyberpunk, we have many plans for the future, which we'll share more about when we're ready. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
Now, as gamers, we appreciate the apology. But as an adult, the only reason we're getting an apology is because they epically messed up. And people are suing them, and people want their money back. They have to be given these refunds. Like, there's a lot of problems that is happening to cause this apology. Now, when I said I've been preaching this constantly, whether I was on Twitter or on YouTube or on my live streams, that if we keep letting these people say, take your money and then do a patch job later, then surprise, surprise, this is going to be the result to where you're going to get a trash game that you did not want to play and it's so buggy that it's unplayable, and they're like, we'll fix it later. Who cares? This needs to stop. Nintendo, I have my eyes on you, right? And here, don't get me wrong, Nintendo brings out perfection. And here's what I mean by Nintendo, I have my eyes on you. Nintendo, Shigeru Miyamoto says, if a game is delayed, a few people, I think it's Shigeru Miyamoto, and I'm not directly quoting him, a few people might be disappointed if this game gets delayed. If the game gets delayed, a few people might be disappointed. But if a game is bad, it's bad forever. It's bad forever. Right? Cyberpunk, no matter what they do, I will not be playing Cyberpunk. That's it for me. It wasn't that it was a good game. Oh my god, the little I've played, I was very impressed. But not to the point where I feel like, oh yeah, I'm gonna repurchase this when they're finished. No, you burn me once like this, you burn me enough. And it's not only you, CD Projekt Red, right? It's not only you, it's other game developers, game companies that do this nonsense. EA, come on. Microtransaction, and the world of other crap that they do that rips off the gamers, give the gamers less of an experience, and then say, hey, we got you that DLC, don't worry, just $30 more, Kingdom Hearts 3. There's just half the price of what the original game costs, and you can get the ending. You can play the ending that we already made and purposely cut to sell you DLC. Gamers, stop buying these games. When all you gotta do when you see these games, just wait. There's no rush anymore. I'm not talking about the live streamers, because the live streamers have to do it. People like me, right, and other people that play video games and do reaction videos on YouTube, we buy the games quickly, right? But you know what I will never do, right? Even though I'm a new YouTuber, I will never tell you to go buy something that's trashy, that I personally don't think is a good game. Personally, and that's objectively speaking. Objectively speaking, I'll tell you, look, I don't enjoy it, but it looks like, yeah, there's some fun to be had here. Other YouTubers, other game developers, other gaming companies, the liars, the fake news media at IGN, The fake news media at IGN, Pretty Dumbo would tell you to go buy those games easily because they get paid for that. And nothing is wrong with that. That's how they became on top, right? They became on top by giving you the news and telling you to buy crap so they can make money. That's what's going on here. We here at PLC 85 will never tell you to go buy crap. We would subjectively speak about the game and we would objectively speak about the game, whether we're live streaming or we're making a video. I appreciate the apology, but the only reason we all know and gamers know, especially OG gamers, and you're not even fooling some of these younger gamers too, that they know that your apology means nothing because it's your bank account that got attacked. It's your bank account got attacked, and that's why there's an apology to be had here. Because if there was nothing, if your bank account wasn't being attacked, if you weren't being sued, if you won't be being criticized so badly, criticized whatever, but if your bank account wasn't being attacked here, you wouldn't care. You would still be pushing out this game and boasting that, oh, look how much money we made on a game that we did not finish. The devs, I'm not gonna blame you because I got some of the backstory from the devs, and apparently they were disappointed with they didn't know about some of the things those guys did. So I'm not gonna attack the devs here, right? This is not an attack on Cyberpunk at all. Especially if you made it this far, right? Comment below, let me know what your opinion is. This needs to stop. The gaming industry needs to respect the gamers, and gamers needs to respect themselves and stop throwing out false flags and spamming, giving false hate to games that doesn't deserve hate. Give hate towards things that deserve it. Dislike and throw shade on things that deserve it, not things that games, developers, whatever, that don't deserve it. Guys, my name is Will. Don't forget, guys, like and subscribe. I almost smashed my computer into my PlayStation 5. That would have been atrocious. And don't forget, guys, where there's a will, there's a way. Stay golden, my friends. And thank you so much for everyone that supports this channel. You're amazing.